3 exercises that are equal to Kegels, 2 exercises that open up the heart, 4 exercises that improve all positions. Hello and welcome to Tantra in 10 Minutes, where we scour the internet to give you the latest news on sexual wellness, conscious relating, Tantra, cool events, and more. Our goal is to inform you on how to have more pleasurable experiences with your loved one to create healing, bliss, and manifestation. Before we get started, do me a favor, hit that like, share, and subscribe buttons, and let's get into it. So on this segment, we're talking about the top 5 stretches for better increased sex life. We can't tell you enough how important it is to stretch, not only to prevent injuries when you're exercising or playing sports, but also to keep you limber and mobile when you're doing intimacy with your partner. When we don't stretch, we're restricting our body's range of motion. By stretching, our range of motion improves, and we're able to move in ways that might not have been possible before. So if stretching can lead to a better sex life and sex is good for you, then this feels like a no-brainer. So let's get into it. The top 5 stretches for better sex life. Number 1 is the frog stretch. This is pretty much good for any and every sex position because it is so versatile. It's good for any position where you need to spread your legs apart, be on all fours, straddle the other person, so that covers a whole bunch of ground. When you're doing these stretches, keep in mind that it should be held for 30 seconds or more. Personally, I like to do yin yoga with it. So that's a hold of at least 2 minutes in each position. That way your muscles have a chance to relax really much more further and deeper, and then you can get into that fascia tissue, releasing some of that hyaluronic acid that's in the fascia tissues and the tendons and the joints. And especially if after you work out, your muscles are already warm, so you can get stretched even more during that 30 seconds to 2 minute stretch. So when you're doing the frog stretch, it will open up the hips and bring stretch to the adductor muscles, allowing you to spread your legs wider. In addition to flexibility benefits, this position will fire up the core muscles and the glutes, which is always good. Number 2, low crescent lunge pose. Again, another stretch that's good for a multitude of positions. This stretch allows you to properly engage your pelvic floor so you can get that squeezing sensation during sex. So this is kind of like Kegels. Kegels plus stretch. So if you can be mindful while you're stretching, then you get a triple bang. Again, you want to hold this pose from anywhere from 30 seconds to 2 minutes to really get that release in there. And in addition to stretching the pelvic floor, this pose opens up the hips and heart opening. So as you're studying on your Tantra journey, it all begins with the heart. The first thing they tell you is to open the heart, and then everything else opens up. So this one here is a great heart opening exercise, which helps in having that experience of fully extending your heart area instead of being energetically closed in a position like we normally do all day. Helps you more connect with your partner. And so that, coupled with the opening of the heart, the breathing, the mindfulness, and your partner is doing it leads to a more expanded, more deep and wide connection during intimacy than just the normal what you would see on the media. It's real stuff. It's real connection. And it also opens the eyes how we connect more with our partners without even saying anything. The body language, the energy. Energy is everything. Also, stretching your hip area sends large amounts of blood flowing to the pelvic area and thus the genital area, so making it for a very good conducive orgasms or expanded orgasm. Number 3, the cat-cow stretch. I personally like this. This is a yoga favorite. If you do any type of salsa dancing, belly dancing, any dancing where it's moving of the hips, then this kind of cat-cow pose is kind of similar to that when you're moving and circulating the hips and the waist, moving the spine, curving it up and curving it down. A lot of hip movement. Those with those dances entail, and this is also with the cat-cow stretch. And what you will find that as this energy moves, you can actually, people can orgasm when they're doing yoga stretches. People can orgasm when they're belly dancing or salsa dancing, because all of the hip movement and the energy that the cat-cow or that undulating produces. This stretch encourages shoulder and arm stability and also a new range of motion in the hips if you practice it more. It's also known to strengthen the Kegel muscles, the ones that contract during orgasm, as you control your tailbone when moving from cat to cow position. Stronger Kegels mean stronger potential for more controlled orgasm. Cat-cow stretches are best for doggy style. Number 4, butterfly stretch. Also good for best improvement of all sexual positions. This movement is great for stretching in the inner thighs, improving blood flow to the pelvis area, and opening up the hips for wider range of motion. It also helps increase feelings of openness and intimacy. To do this stretch, just simply sit on a comfortable surface. Sit up tall and straight as you bring your soles of your feet together and open your knees to the side toward the floor. Grasp your feet and ankles. Lean forward slightly if desired, creating that wing of the butterfly. To deepen the stretch, aim to bring your heels as close to the midline of your body as possible and your knees as close to the floor as possible. Again, hold this stretch for 30 seconds to 2 minutes. This pose can also be done lying on your back. Again, this is great for stretching the inner thighs, improving blood flow to the pelvis, opening up the hips for wider range of motion. It also helps increase feelings of openness and intimacy. And number 5, last but not least, the bridge position, which is best for improving, again, all positions. So all 5 positions, all 4 of the 5 positions are good for improving all of the positions, and 2 of the stretches are good for opening up the heart and feeling more open. So Tantra is all about the heart, and then it moves down to the genitals. It goes to the heart first, and then it moves down to the genitals. Along with providing an excellent stretch to the hip flexors, this also helps tone the deep abdominal muscles, the ones that are a little bit harder to reach, by focusing on squeezing your abs towards your spine as you exhale and thrust your pelvic up. This move also helps tone the deep abdominal muscles as you focus on squeezing your abs towards your spine as you thrust your pelvis to the sky doing these exercises. It also helps tone the vaginal muscles for potentially stronger orgasm. In fact, holding the bridge pose is also equal to Kegels. So that's 3 exercises that are equal to Kegels, 2 exercises that open up the heart, 4 exercises that improve all positions. So out of these 5, you should be able to do these. At minimum, you should try to stretch 3 to 4 times a week. At maximum, stretch every day to improve not only your mobility, but your sex life. The top 5 stretches to improve your sex life. Thank you for joining me for Tantra in 10 minutes. I am Tamanna. I will see you next time.